hot off the press, China's trying to make New Year racist.
Yes. Oh,
okay.
Some good sleuthing we did, by the way.
You thought you're the only victim of this negative portrayal? Look what your editorial cartoonists have done to me. It's not my fault they made a mistake.
Let's just put this all into perspective for everyone here. We showed you that we've got goodwill coming from pretty much everywhere in the world saying like Happy Lunar New Year. Some people are saying Happy Chinese New Year. It doesn't matter. But then you've got hardcore CCP shills really making a thing out of it, saying that if you call it Year of the Dragon, you're racist, basically.
Yeah, and so look at the hashtag, by the way. It's hashtag loong year. And that's not a parody. They're actually trying to call Chinese New Year, instead of the Year of the Dragon, the loong year.
Yeah, Year of the Loong.
At first, we thought this is a joke.
Yeah. See, it's Chinese New Year, not Lunar New Year. It's Year of the Loong, not Year of the Dragon, okay?
So we're like, what?
By the way, I just wanted to point out that this whole Chinese New Year, Lunar New Year, is celebrated by multiple countries.
Yeah.
Okay, so Vietnam.
I got a list.
Oh, you've got a list. Can you bring us the list?
Yes.
Because a lot of people kind of miss this fact.
Yeah, so the Lunar New Year, so Chinese New Year, is celebrated by China, Vietnam, Malaysia, Philippines, South Korea, Singapore, Taiwan, Thailand, Japan, Indonesia, and Tibet.
Yeah.
Tibet is thrown in there just to, I guess, make people mad. Anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, the fact of the matter is it's multiple countries celebrate Lunar New Year, and China does too.
Yeah.
So, you know, Lunar New Year is probably more accurate if you just wanted to make sure.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. You can call it what you want.
New Year, whatever.
But anyway, I was like, why do they keep saying Loong Year?
Yeah, because we speak Chinese.
Yes, and this is how you pronounce the Chinese for dragon, which is
loong.
Yes.
And I have to explain something. Chinese uses characters.
Yes.
Each character is a little picture of what that word means.
Yeah, which you can see up there.
Yeah, so you can see it, right? That's a dragon, right? A loong.
Yeah.
Now the thing is, if you want to learn Chinese as a non-native speaker, right? Then you have to usually first learn pinyin. And pinyin is basically the pronunciation of each character, and it's official. There's not like different ways to spell stuff.
It's one way.
There's only one way, and we all learned that in the beginning.
Yeah.
So to spell dragon, or loong, is L-O-N-G. That little dash that you see over the O is the tone. Remember, Chinese has 4 tones. So ma, 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 ma. Those 4 words sound the same maybe to you if you don't know tones, but they mean different things, right? Loong here is with a second tone, so it goes like this. Loong, right?
Yeah.
Loong is the word for Chinese dragon.
Well, don't take our word for it. How about we get some Chinese people to tell us that? Just so that we can all make it clear that this is what Chinese is in dragon is in Chinese.
Dragon is a very important symbol in Chinese culture. So today we are going to say it in Chinese. So long is the pronunciation of dragon in Chinese. Long
is a dragon. Long. Long. And as you may know, we Chinese people admire the dragon. Because in our fairy tale, Long is a powerful creature from the heaven, and it kind of represents the god. Therefore, the Asian emperors really like to embroider the dragon on their clothes to show that they are the son of the god. They represent the god. And of course, they are the only one who has the right to do that. If a normal person who put the dragon on whatever he owns, it's a sign of rebellion, and people get killed.
Dragon. Long, long, long means dragon.
Chinese dragons are considered to be powerful and benevolent creatures and are associated with good luck and prosperity. They are also seen as symbols of strength, power, and good luck. The Chinese dragon is associated with the emperor and is seen as a symbol of imperial power and strength.
So the reason I threw that in, for instance, is nobody that I know has a negative view of the Chinese dragon.
No, it's badass. It's so cool.
Growing up, I
thought it was awesome.
Yeah, we learned how to make Chinese lanterns for New Year. I know my daughter does that in school now. They teach her all about this stuff and, you know, the different years. And in general, people see it as the actual Chinese dragon is separate. Cool. It's separate from politics in most people's minds, and it's a good, powerful, auspicious symbol, and it's something cool, right?
It is cool.
However, the Chinese government and the CCP sycophants are trying to somehow twist this narrative that the Western world sees the Chinese dragon as something bad and therefore they're racist.
Yeah.
It's weird, but
so
we've got some
weird.
examples of this. Let's take a look. Again, Xinhua, this is China Xinhua.
Top state media
biggest,
propaganda.
and they have like the Spring Festival. It's time to welcome the Year of the Dragon and the hashtag loong.
So they're
Chinese
spelling
dragon.
it wrong. They're spelling loong wrong.
We found out why,
Yes.
and we will explain to
It's
you why.
nuts.
There's
It's
a
crazy.
reason for this, but it's like this is the first time we'd seen this, right?
Yeah, that's what's triggering us to look it up. We're like, it's not spelled right.
Yeah, the loong.
What is a loong?
Chinese dragon is in town, but hold on a sec. Here's another hashtag dragon from the West, and it seems like they're old buddies or something. Let the dragon drama unfold. Okay, let's show you this ridiculous
Whoopee!
thing.
Year of the Dragon! It's been so long. I'm so excited. Welcome to my... Hey, imposter! Hello, my distant relative in the West. My nemesis in the East.
I like how they paint the Western dragon as being like
a fat
aggressive and bad, and the Chinese dragon's
He's got
all
a
nice.
pot belly.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, it's just kind of interesting.
I see life has done for you. A lot. Really? Since when? I don't know. Beowulf? You think I don't want to be an auspicious sign and become some kind of kick-ass daddy that brings rain and harvest, be paraded and be loved? Well, I do enjoy a certain level of popularity in Eastern. You're even the Chinese zodiac.
By the way, 2001 called they want their Flash animation back.
Yeah, I was gonna say this looks like Flash Vector
It's
animation.
so bad.
This is. By the way, this is top state media propaganda.
Yeah, this
in
is
China.
the top state
Why
media.
are they trying to? By the way, before we keep going, why are they trying to make this into like a racism thing here?
Well,
Like Western dragon bad, Eastern dragon good.
yes.
What is this?
Yeah, it's kind of weird. We'll see.
They celebrate you for 1 whole year. Technically, that only happens every 12 years. Who cares? You have it all, and you have no idea what I've been through. Well, I have a TV. Seriously, what is it with you and your treasure? Last time I learned about you, you were literally drowning in gold and shot dead over a sea of fire. Hollywood made me do it. The offer what I can't refuse. And what is it? Remuneration. Put it together. You thought you're the only victim of this negative portrayal? Look what your editorial cartoonists have done to me.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the crux of the matter. They're trying to say that political cartoonists use the symbol of the dragon as like a racist way to portray China.
Oh, so they're trying to pull this now.
Yes.
Okay.
That's okay. Well, we've got a little rebuttal to this in a minute. You'll see. Okay, but
This is supposed to be a family holiday.
it's supposed to be a family
Why
holiday.
are you bringing politics into this?
That's the crazy thing.
Don't
It's
ruin
like
it.
Every opportunity to cry racism and to, throw shade at the West. Every opportunity. It can't just be let's enjoy Chinese New Year. You know what I mean? I don't see that happening anywhere else. We're not like, oh, it's time to celebrate Christmas. By the way, those heathenish other people that don't agree with us suck.
Remember the guy that used to work for RT, Russia Today?
Yes.
So a Russian propagandist.
Yes.
From Scotland.
Yes.
You remember when he just started working for Chinese state media now?
Yeah.
What a transfer. Look at this. He's got his
now-
own little show.
Kat Galloway now works for CGTN, so Chinese state media. He works for Russian state media, then Chinese state media. This is like the king of all tankies.
It's the #1 tanky.
Yeah, so let's see what he has to say.
We'll learn a little more here.
Yeah, let's see.
Chinese New Year on February 10 will see the dawn of the Year of the Loong,
What?
better known in
Yes.
the English-speaking world as the iconic Chinese dragon.
Now, would you like me to be the cat?
Same guy.
The dragon is a powerful thing. The Western media often use the imagery of the fire-spewing dragon to project a hostile image of China.
Should use him.
So don't be surprised to see top Western media outlets resorting to similar dragon headlines and caricatures to perpetuate a biased narrative against Beijing in the Year of the Loong.
Loom. It's ridiculous.
Good pussycat.
I honestly felt physically ill.
Good girl. Good girl. Now look, your lips have got cream all over your whiskers.
It was so awful on so many levels. And again, just tinged with that. Why is he doing that? Why is he not thinking?
Been lectures in the Western academic corridors with titles such as The Chinese Dragon and the Yellow Peril, reeking racist undertones. These prejudiced narratives involving the dragon caricature.
Okay. So I have to quickly just throw this in here. Suddenly, they've mixed in yellow peril, which, by the way, there is no yellow peril and Chinese dragon thing. They just made that up.
It was conflated.
Yeah, look here. He says,
Chinese dragon and the yellow peril.
No.
Sorry. Sorry.
No. So this is slopaganda of nodes.
It's massive slopaganda because suddenly talking about dragon caricatures and then suddenly have to throw in the yellow peril and being racist undertones.
How disingenuous is that?
Now, if you look closely, this slide that he showed popped in for a second just so you can see imagery of yellow peril and then it disappears.
Well, we
so
looked
it's like,
into it.
Let's see, what are these images that this guy's using to say that there's yellow peril? Number one, this is a painting from 1935 called The Japanese Yellow Peril.
Yes.
Okay. 1935, my friends, was a very different time. And
Wait, I have to stop you there.
What?
He just said right now,
yes,
in the western corridors of academia, people are making talks about this.
Yeah, Chinese dragon caricatures and yellow peril as if it's the same thing.
In this specifically, because that's what he showed.
Yeah, he showed this. You know, Japan was doing some pretty awful things in China in 1935.
Yes.
Okay, I'm pretty sure that Chinese people themselves would have, at the time in 1935, taken a look at this particular cartoon and probably agreed that Japan was a threat to them. Just saying, not trying to justify the kind of cartoon that's drawn here by any means, but you know that 1935 was a different time. By the way, what he showed was a book which is designed to attack any kind of racism towards Asian people. It is a good book.
It's a good book. He took a good book.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, Chinese state media took Kat Galloway's speech about how right now there's yellow peril in Western academia corridors.
Yes.
Showed a book about anti-Asian racism.
Yes. So this is a book to combat Asian racism that he showed. It's a good thing, but he was trying to portray it as if the West is being racist.
Is this the corridors of Western academia he's talking about?
I guess so, because the other book that he showed, which I thought was kind of funny as well, is the same thing. Oh. This is, by the way, the whole Fu Manchu thing is from 1912, okay? Over 100 years ago.
But that's their current
and
academia corridors.
Even this, which is a book which used Fu Manchu on the cover, okay, called The Yellow Peril, Dr. Fu Manchu and the Rise of Chinophobia is another one of these books to combat racism.
I like how Kat Galloway and tankies in general go after the West, where these countries, like the US, are the incubators and the place where people have a voice to start social justice movements, to stop Asian hate, to write books like this, to have Black Lives Matter, to have any sort of social justice movement is where that happens, yet they attack that.
To use this as an example of how the West is racist is the stupidest thing ever, because it's literally something to combat racism, you know? Which is stupid. Anyway, I thought, okay, let's look at modern and recent Chinese state media political cartoons. Okay, like as in from this last year.
Yeah, because wait, pause.
What?
He said that in Western academic corridors that this yellow peril stuff and these racist caricatures are being used, but in China, what he's saying is in China they're not.
Well, how about this, bro? Like
that's from state media.
Chinese state media made this American hat-wearing octopus thing. So it's the same thing.
I like how
it's the same color even.
They're going after the original 1935 Japanese cartoon and they stole it to make discriminatory propaganda.
Yeah,
China did the exact thing.
Did they? And now this is this is from like last year.
So George, you're talking about China now. You're talking about the West in 1935, and that wasn't even about China.
No. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's double standards.
Google's your friend, guys, but I forgot. Google's blocked in China,
exactly.
guys. This is from Chinese state media. They literally used an octopus taking over the world.
Well, I mean, you only need to look at China's portrayal of India.
Yes.
Because, you know, they're talking about how the West uses dragon caricatures to negatively portray China.
Yeah.
Well, Chinese media uses elephants to negatively portray India. It's the same deal, right? Yeah. Okay, look, is that a normal elephant? No,
so
he's all like,
Chinese state media is doing the exact thing that they said that the West is bad for that they didn't do.
Yeah.
This is, I don't...
Political cartoonists are going to latch on to whatever they think represents a country.
Yes.
Whether it's a panda, whether it's a bald eagle, whether it's a dragon, whatever they're going to do, they're going to latch onto it. Okay, that's how political cartoons work. Okay, China is guilty of the exact same thing, as we can see how they are portraying India, because you know India banned TikTok, right?
Yes.
So we portray India. This is insulting.
It is.
Okay, India is a fantastic, beautiful country with a very rich history, and
well, I think it's whatever, right? Like, you're gonna make your cartoons or whatever, but don't make a whole segment about how you can't make those cartoons when you're making them yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, how do you do that? And by the way, don't co-opt the whole Chinese New Year as a political statement.
Absolutely.
Stop it.
It's got, like, have fun, have your holiday. Don't make it all about stupid racism and dumb elephants. Yes. Because that's what they do. Literally portraying India as
Global
a stupid
Times.
elephant, right?
Global Times.
Yeah. This is Chinese state media. And never mind what they do when it comes to Japan. I mean,
And that was last year.
this is not very, what would you call it? Politically correct. Because look, it's literally showing a Japanese
Kamikaze
caricature of a stupid Japanese kamikaze pilot dropping an H-bomb.
Yes.
Is that not insensitive?
But China's doing this at a state level.
Yeah.
This isn't independent media. This is a state
This
level.
is Global
state
Times
sanctioned.
is Chinese state media.
And then they're calling people racist for saying dragon.
Yeah.
For saying dragon.
We'll get into why in a second. But, you know, here it's like they're showing
come on.
Japan, you know, oh, here, have some contaminated
Fukushima's
sushi.
specialty. It's a guy giving sushi to the world, and he's got a Geiger counter.
Yes, exactly. It's just
Meanwhile, China emits like hundreds of times more radiation every year.
Whatever. What I'm saying is when it comes to like, I don't know, sensitivity, China certainly is not at the top of the list when it comes to their political cartoons. Their political cartoons are disgusting.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And very racist.
Yeah.
Okay, so this whole idea of drawing a dragon and it's bad is stupid.
Yeah.
All right? When you're guilty of it yourself. Just wanted to put that out there. So, yeah, where does this absurd idea of loong come from?
It's insane.
Yeah, we're going to get into this, okay? So, a couple of years ago, this is 2019, Chinese scholars debate alternative English translation for loong for Chinese dragon, okay? So they basically wanted the rest of the world in English not to say dragon when talking about the Chinese dragon. No, you have to say loong. Yeah.
The Chinese government's now saying that you can't say Happy Year of the Dragon because it's the Chinese New Year, because loong is the word they've chosen instead of, because it's not a dragon.
Yeah.
It's its own thing. You can't say dragon anymore. You got to say loong.
You have to say loong. When you talk about the Chinese dragon, you can't say Chinese dragon. You have to say loong.
Even though, and to top this off, even though it's not called loong in Chinese, it's called loong, L-O-N-G, officially.
Yes. And if you were anyone in English to read L-O-O-N-G would be loong. No one's going to say long.
It looks like loong.
It is loong.
What are they doing?
They're being dumb. They're being like that elephant.
For centuries, China's iconic mythological creature, loong, has been translated as dragon in English. However, loong in China is actually quite different from dragons in the West. In China, loong is usually seen as an amiable and auspicious animal, while dragons in the West are usually depicted as dangerous monsters, like the dragon from the Old English epic Beowulf. Ah, I see where they got
Beowulf from there.
Or high fantasy novel, The Lord of the Rings. For this reason, some scholars have proposed using loong, L-O-O-N-G, in English when talking about the Chinese dragon. And this is the quote.
Yeah.
The Chinese word long should be transliterated as loong to distinguish the creature from the vile image of dragons in the West.
The vile image.
Yes.
Okay, vile image. But then they show this like friendly dude riding a friendly dragon.
You picked the nicest thing
Yeah,
ever.
you picked the wrong one there.
And who doesn't want to ride a dragon?
Of course.
It's epic, right?
Yes.
Falcor.
Yeah.
It's not all vile.
No.
They're not like smelly creatures in a cave like, don't go near that. It's like a cool thing. It's powerful.
Dragons are awesome. They're
It can be an
badass.
enemy, but it's cool,
Yeah.
right? Huang Ji said, a teacher at East China Normal University School of Communication.
Yeah.
However, many Chinese experts are opposed to the proposal, calling it an unnecessary change that would deteriorate China's cultural confidence and lead to more misunderstandings among foreigners. And I wholeheartedly agree with those Chinese experts.
You see, there is reason.
There is.
Here's the weird thing, is that the absurd parts of this article have translated now into Chinese propaganda.
Yeah.
Somehow, they've gone back to this original article from 2019 or whenever this article was first published. 2018. And you have people posting verbatim.
2019.
Yeah, they're taking the stuff about Beowulf and putting that into the Xinhua cartoon.
Yes.
Somebody's read this and thought this is going to be a good thing to put out.
And somebody won.
Yes.
So there's a panel of Chinese experts that say, and I'll paraphrase for them, why in the hell? We already have a word for dragon. It's loong, right? Let's just call it loong.
And if you want to differentiate a Chinese dragon from Western dragons, call it a Chinese dragon.
Yes.
Everyone calls it a Chinese dragon.
Yes. And there's dragons in Mexico and
Yes.
Philippines.
By the way,
and
which
the
look the
US.
same.
Yeah,
like
they're all-
Quetzalcoatl or whatever that thing's called.
It's crazy how it's cool.
Yeah.
All these cultures have dragons, and they all evolve separately, which is
But they all
amazing.
look kind of similar.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Anyway, before we get into mythology,
Yeah.
there was a panel of Chinese experts to say, guys, let's slow down here. We're not calling it loong. That's not even a word.
No.
That's the wrong spelling in Chinese.
Yes.
Right? It's L-O-N-G, not L-O-O-N-G. It's not loong.
Yeah.
And that's going to confuse people because people know it as a Chinese dragon.
Yeah.
If at the very least you want to change it, call it loong, the actual word in Chinese, not loong.
Yeah.
Right? But you know what? Huang Ji won because this ridiculous proposal is spread across all of the internet and it is now Chinese government mandate.
Well, I
to
mean,
call it
you
loong.
saw from Chinese state media that like hashtag
It's
Year
loong
of
now.
the Loong.
It's Year of the Loong.
Why?
What the hell are you doing?
It's so dumb. It's so dumb. No one's going to call it a loong, guys.
Stop
Anyway.
trying to make a loong happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Unbelievable.
It's dumb.
That is so
Loong.
Gretchen, stop trying to make
Loong.
happen. It's not going to happen.
And it's not.
No, it's not.
It's not.
Who cares?
Honestly, guys, just the absurdity of all of this.
Yes.
The fact that it's now become like doctrine in like the shill sphere.
Yes.
To try to call it, no, it's not Year of Dragon, it's Year
No.
of Loong,
No.
is absolutely stupid. Trying to turn it into a racist thing if you call it a dragon instead of Loong is also dumb.
That is such bad marketing. If you're trying to promote Chinese soft culture, soft power,
Yeah.
and Chinese culture, you gotta stop trying to make enemies out of everyone.
Yeah.
To stop calling people racist because they called it a dragon. Dragons
Yes.
are badass and people love dragons, dude.
And Chinese dragons are cool. Everybody
Chinese
loves them.
dragons rule. So many Western people have Chinese dragon tattoos. Don't make it a loong.
Well, I
loong
mean,
is
that's
gonna
stupid.
tank your reputation.
Yeah. By the way, if you want to see if someone's CCP sycophant or a
Yes.
shill or something, look out for Loong. Because only like stupid propagandists and state level media with ulterior motives are trying to push the Loong thing.
To anybody out there
Mm-hmm.
that might be watching, you can be a normal civilian. Maybe you want to figure out psyops from China.
Yeah.
Go on to X, Twitter.
Twitter,
right?
yeah.
And type in hashtag Loong or hashtag Loong Year.
Yeah.
Right? And then make an entire catalog or use AI or whatever you need to do to catalog every account that shared that stuff because we found thousands of think tanks.
It's think tanks
Chinese
and other
propaganda
weirdo
outlets,
propagandists and stuff.
people
Yeah.
that work for CCP.
Provincial level governments.
Yes.
Like it'll be like Suzhou, like I love Suzhou, I love whatever. It'll have all the different
We found
provincial
think
level
tanks in
governments.
America, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if they're sharing
Loong.
loong, you've got all. It's almost like a honey pot.
It's a little, it's a
like-
dog whistle.
Yeah,
You're
it's a dog whistle.
Hashtag Loong or
Yeah.
anything to do with Loong.
Start
you know.
making lists, and then you can figure out what accounts are affiliated with the
Because
CCP.
reasonable Chinese people
They're not gonna
don't
Loong.
give a shit about
No.
Loong.
No.
They know it's long, and they also know it's year of the dragon.
Yeah.
And they know it's whatever. And they're reasonable and nice, and no one gives a shit about this weird
it's a loong
ulterior
whistle.
motive nonsense.
It's a loong whistle.
Yeah, loong whistle. Yeah, so that pretty much brings us to the end of that whole thing.
Yes.
So, yeah, feel free to call it Chinese New Year, Lunar New Year, Year of the Dragon. It's up to you. Do not fall into this loong trap, because then you're just loony.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Does this mean it's loong pig now?
Makes me irritate at the mention of
I guess so. Yeah, I guess so. You don't think that's funny? You've got the blind guy sitting there, except the problem is he's playing on his phone. This really looks like it's supposed to be like sex dungeon with. I love this guy's hair though. That's
epic, right? That is quite the comb over.
Whoops.
Oh, so sad.
Like there's no recovering that, right? Yeah. Yeah, like what? Look, he just
I like that he's like this.
He just single
I'm gonna
focus.
deliver this.
Single focus.
Yeah.
When I take a breath, you fill up my lungs.